like you said, you were only off 150 calories here and there a day. I told you when you came in, if you decrease your caloric intake by 500 calories a day, times 7 days, that's 3,500 calories. You will lose 1 pound a week just doing that.
Okay, well, all right, let's go back. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Where's this article? Kim
10 pounds a
Kardashian,
day.
10 pounds in a week.
All right, 10 pounds in a week. Okay. Primarily, when you see these advertisements about lose 10 pounds in a week, lose 8 pounds in a week, this is a really fad, and like I explained to you about this, if you were trying to go to a prom, or you're going to your high school reunion, and I have this dress I want to get into.
A single event.
Single event, I have 10 days to get ready for this event, that is possible. Because what I would do is I'd bring you in, and we would do cardio, and we would decrease our water consumption. So
you decrease it, not increase
it.
Okay.
Primarily, 10 pounds is going to be water weight.
Okay.
Usually when we're on a diet or something, the first 10 pounds, you'll lose that in a week or two.
Okay.
Okay? Then you hit this wall because that's where the work begins. Okay? So when you see losing 10 pounds in 1 week, that doesn't excite me. Okay? And that's just really a selling point because you're losing your water weight. My weight can fluctuate from 4 to 5 pounds at any given day, depending on how hard I work out and what I'm consuming post-workout.
Can I get personal?
Sure.
How old are you?
I'm 53 years old.
53 years old, which is another reason why when I was selecting a personal trainer, and for me that was so important. In my 20s, I picked the best looking, tallest, biggest guy in the gym. Was like, okay, that's who I want working me out.
Right.
And I still wanted someone who looked ultra fit, went into the gym manager and said, this is what I'm looking for. I do better with men. I'm motivated better by men. But I wanted somebody that was closer to my age, that was setting what I felt like, even though on one hand I'm talking going, I want to look like I'm 28.
Right.
Which I kind of still do in my life.
You do.
But I'm 38.
Right.
I'm almost 40. And to be able to be attracted in this body, I felt like I needed somebody who was understood some of the things you're talking about, like our beer, like we were talking about our beer, our beer punch, trading off those calories versus positive calories. So for me, that's what I wanted. Do you find your clients tend to be closer to your age, or do you range, or?
Most of my clients are in our age range. I do not limit it to that, okay? But most of my clients would be in my age range, and the fitness managers kind of, I guess, assign us to that. They kind of try to assign the clients to the trainer's personality. Just like when JP was signing you up,
right?
I came down and he said, I don't know if you were there or not, but he said, yeah, she requested first of all, a man. She wanted somebody that looked the part, so she wanted a trainer that was pretty much in shape, And that's my whole thing. If I walk in the gym, I want somebody that looks like I'm trying to look, okay?
Right, they've got something going on. Like if you don't practice what you preach, it's like seeing a doctor smoke.
Exactly.
Doesn't work.
Exactly. So that's why, like I say, you have the right concept, you have the right idea. Like I said, age is just a state of mind. Okay? There have been many studies. I just read some the other day where they took a group of 70-year-olds that it never worked out. Okay? They worked out for 6 or 8 weeks. They took a muscle mass prior and post. And it shows that even if you start working out at age 70, you will put on muscle mass.
So it's not all the doom and gloom, because it keeps saying, oh, after 30, I don't know what it is about the number 30.
Right.
30. It's like this apocalyptic number that everything, you don't have as much hair, you don't have as much stamina, you don't have as much muscle tone. It's like this magic year.
And you do. You start losing muscle mass after the age of 30.
But it's not something that you have to live with.
No. I mean, you can deter and I won't say aging process, but the physical process.
Okay.
I mean, that's just like most Americans don't work out. I mean, as you see, we are an obese society now.
Right.
Okay. Our children do what? They're on their Apple computer. They're on their PlayStations now. You know, when you and I were growing up, what, we were outside riding bikes.
On our
we were
bikes.
outside playing baseball, football, soccer.
Jump rope.
I mean, you couldn't keep us in the house.
Nope.
So it begins with this generation. You know, and that's why Michelle Obama's big on, you know, childhood obesity.
Right.
That's one reason I got into this. My sister is a pediatrician.
Okay.
Like I told you, I'm semi-retired from medicine. You know, I still do consulting. I was an addictionologist. Addiction medicine was my specialty.
Okay.
So I was semi-retired, and you know, I was up to her office in Memphis one day, and you have these 3- and 4-year-old children coming in that are diabetic. I mean, grossly obese. You know, and I mean, you look at the parents. So it starts right here. This next generation coming up behind us is gonna just be. I mean, it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be there's such an uphill battle.
Right, it's an uphill battle. And I mean, just think about the medical costs. I mean, so medical costs are starting earlier. We're already talking about, you know, the medical bill that the U.S. has now.
Right.
So I told her, she and I are literally trying to put a program together for childhood obesity.
Oh, that's great. I mean, getting them out, getting them
Right,
active.
right.
Okay.
Just putting something together in the school district, and we want to try to put this together and present it to some school district. So she's supposed to be doing the medical part, and I'm supposed to be doing the personal training part, because diet and exercise are 80% of the, you know, problem.
Which we know this. I mean, we're not talking about anything that common sense we don't already know.
That's right.
I mean, you eat donuts 6 times a day, chances are you're going to look fairly much somewhat
That's
like
right.
a doughboy. So, but it's just this idea of, I think, the balance between the Hollywood part that says, okay, great, for instance, and I thought about this morning as well. Did you ever see the movie, Father of the Bride 2? The one where his daughter and his wife were both having babies at the same time.
Right.
And he's doing a voiceover. He's talking about how they're 118 and 124 respectively. And both of these women are supposedly 8.5 and 9 months pregnant. Okay, so they're about my size, maybe an inch or two smaller. 9 months pregnant and 25 pounds less than me. This is what we're being told all the time. And you say, don't look at the number. But then when you're trying to do the math for yourself, you're going, well, I must be one lard ass because, I mean, come on, this is what they're telling us. So there's this balance of Hollywood and then the reality. And somewhere in the middle, some of us fall.
Right. But like you say, you've been in the industry.
Right.
So you do makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So you can mask. You know, what you see on TV, you cannot believe.
Oh, I know.
You know, my motto is don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see. Okay? So when you know that, I mean, you see, sometimes I see these movie stars in real life, and I'm disappointed. Because it's like,
it's a huge letdown because they're not superhero.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You see Stallone. I mean, superhero, and he's what, 5'2" or 5'4"? I mean,
he's like 5'7". He's very,
but he's small.
Petite. Yeah,
he's
you would think he was
small.
like 7 foot tall and gargantuan.
Right.
And,
So as you know in the industry, you can make anybody look how you want them to look.
I know.
So this is the big thing, and this is something that, with you being on both sides of the fence, that you could really make a difference in this. Like I said, why do I want to look like Kim Kardashian when you can look like yourself? You set the bar.
Right.
See, so you know that it takes training to do this. It takes hard work. If I make $10 million a year, just like what Beyonce moved her trainer in, she's getting ready for a tour, she moves her trainer in with her.
Right.
So sure, I can go on this crash workout, and get shape for tour, do my tour, but then what after that?
So you would think that your main tip then would be to get a lifestyle.
Change your lifestyle. And that's what I always preach to you. Change your lifestyle. And once you change your lifestyle, and just like now, I think you're experiencing the miracle. Okay?
Right.
Once I see, this thing actually works.
It's
Okay?
so much easier to stay motivated when you can go in and get my Easter dress, and
That's
it was
right.
one size. It's just amazing how liberating that one size
That's
was.
right. And that's what I do. Really, I have a suit I have a closet full of suits. Okay, so I tell my wife all the time, I can't afford to replace my wardrobe.
Right.
So if I go in and put a suit on and it's fitting too tight, then I know I need to up my game. So my clothes really dictate where I am. I rarely get on the scale. I I can put on a pair of jeans and tell you how much I weigh.
Which we all can, pretty much.
Right.
We have a good idea of
so
our
that's
body
what I
image.
tell you. Watch how your clothes fit. You know, like you didn't lose much weight, but you saw where your jeans fit looser.
Right. And
You
I
know.
finally got to a threshold that made sense for my frame.
That's right.
Because we were also looking back and at some of the old pictures that I have, that I did have, even for myself, unrealistic expectations. There would have been no way that I could have maintained 5'7" and 123 pounds and consume anything more than air. I mean, that's just, if you're going to be healthy and you're going to be active, there has to be some muscle to that. Muscle has
That's
some
right.
weight. Hell, my bones weigh something.
That's right.
And so I'm looking back at these pictures, and yes, I did do that. But now embracing just, and I will say, you know, good, bad, or indifferent, people like Kim Kardashian who have that more curvaceous styling probably have liberated us a little bit in the
Sure.
not being the twiggy,
Exactly.
but doing something in the middle. I just want them to not lie to us, because there's no way that that woman is a size 2. And
Right,
I think
I agree.
that's the part that we
I
struggle with
agree.
as women. Because you look at this person and go, she's a size 2 and I'm a size 10. What does that mean for me? And it's hard. And I had a conversation with a good friend of mine about, and I mentioned to you about getting one of those heat, like, just to
Right.
get like the dimples off the last little part of the dimples on my butt. And he goes, what on earth are you taking your entire person down to one feature?
Exactly.
Because as men, y'all really don't do that. We think you do.
Exactly. No, and we don't. And really, all the research has shown men are less concerned about that. Like I say, they just want to look, what? When he takes his shirt off, you know, what? The situation. I want to try to get a six-pack. I want the bulk arms and stuff. And really, most men are not really concerned about the six-pack. How many guys do you see in the gym that have, you know, the midsection?
Yeah, a little bit of that.
And they aren't worried about that. Their arms are big. They're doing arms. They're doing chest. They're worried about the legs. Definitely not their butt. Okay? See, women are worried about my calves, my thighs, my butt, my chest, my arms, everything. And which very well you should be. But as you know, as I think you can see now, if you come in and you get a good routine, everything's going to change, you know. I don't believe in working one section. I can't come in and say, people come in and say, I want to lose this.
Right.
And what did I tell you?
You can't
cannot
spot train.
directionally lose fat,
No.
okay? We're going to lose body fat, and this is the last place you're going to lose it, okay? Like I tell a lot of clients, come in 100 pounds overweight, and then they're in a rush to lose 100 pounds. And I'll ask them, well, how long did it take you to put on 100 pounds?
And then we do forget that.
That's right.
We do forget that.
That's right.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming in today. And
No problem.
it's not that you can tell us anything we didn't already know. I think it's just this idea of taking back control of our image. Because they tell you that you're fat so that the next week you'll come back and learn how to get skinny. This is a profit thing for them. It does not behoove them to tell you you're beautiful and your husband still digs how you look naked. It doesn't do them any good to do that, because you're not going to be trying to figure out what the magic secret is. So we know that already. We just have to keep, I guess, reminding ourselves of it.
Right, that's it. And like I say, set your own bars, set your own goals, make them realistic, okay?
All right. All right, guys, we want to thank you so much for joining us for this special edition of Today with Dyanna on iZapTV. Coming at you in a few weeks, we're going to be talking about, we're going to keep on with this. I'm going to even show some of my befores and afters, which you did recommend. Take befores and afters, that way you can track your own progress. And just, again, staying healthy and improving what women really truly see in the mirror. But thank you so much for being with us today.